Having a long time. Live, baby. We are live. Live in the battlefield. We are live. Live. Yep. I ain't do one of these in a long time. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. I ain't do one of these in a long time. Let's see what's up with this, man. I ain't been at a lot of stuff. I really think that was staged. That was staged event to get him back in office. You can't believe everything you see on TV, social media, the shock jockism. It's entertainment. It's a form of entertainment. The news consists of truth, a lot of truths, and a lot of lies. In order to keep the real facts concealed, you must keep it away from the masses. Y'all talk about the Illuminati, y'all talk about Illuminati, you content creators and stuff like that. But do you really know there's pyramids inside of pyramids? Do you really know that? Yeah. The stuff they already let you know, they're already doing something else. They're working on something else. This is why they stay afloat. And this is why they've been in power so many years and millennia and centuries. Because they withhold the true facts. If you was a person to bust the Vatican wide open, that synagogue of Satan, that's what it practically is. You would be so confounded and so confused, and so you would be outraged. You'd be outraged. They got so much hidden stuff they haven't even released to the public, and probably it would never see the light of day. So life is like that. Life is like that. Yep. Life is like that. Hey, one of my former social media friends. No, I'm not. I'm just doing a little house cleaning, a little apartment cleaning, what have you. Stuff like that. Trying to refocus my dwelling so I can meditate and vibrate more better. You got to do a lot of cleaning, stuff I don't need, got to go, stuff I need can stay. That's how I go. You just gave me an idea. My mind, you got to keep your mind active. In order to stay in control of your senses. You know what I'm saying? Simply because, like I said, all these stage events and people stirring up strife. Look and process of life. Simply because this is what you need to coexist and survive. You feel me? If you don't have no positive outlook on life, you're not going to stay anchored down. Yeah, it's going to be people that test you. It's going to be family members that test you. It's like this YouTube thing. You know how many people since I've been on here, people I even know in my individual community, and some people won't say nothing. They just know that you doing content, but they won't say nothing because they want to see how far you going to go. We got people like that too. They want to see your progress or see how far you go. Then you got your haters and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But life is what you make it, and you got to move on to higher heights. You got to readvise yourself because it's a constant battle. You have your good, then you have your evil, then you have your confused, then you got your in between. So you got to choose one. You know, I see a lot of videos on here talking about a lot of philosophies, but what is your philosophy? As the individuals listening to this live, what are you trying to accomplish? You know, you got to be steadfast in your ideas and keep them to yourself until you complete them. Don't tell everybody. I constantly tell people, don't tell everybody what you sincerely trying to work on. Just like today, it was a lady. It was an excerpt on the news, and I'm a case in point. I'm gonna get right to it. Well, the woman, she was talking to the news anchor. The news anchor was interviewing her, and the lady said she quit her full-time job. This is the job that financed, gave her money to get what she wanted for as food, clothing, and shelter, but she threw it all away because it's something she wanted to do. Her God-given talent. And I've done so many videos about that. Let me tell you something. If you don't, it's not really a sacrifice, mentally, spiritually, and everything they got to go with it. If you do not unleash that, if you do not put that out there, if you do not manifest that, if you do not put that into reality, you're always going to be struggling. You must, especially if it's God-given. This is what you're supposed to be doing. The very thing you're supposed to be doing so you'll be successful and get out your poverty-stricken curse is your God-given talent. Until you come into that epiphany or that fruition, you're going to be struggling and suffering. Okay? So many people, even right now, it's a given how society is now. So many people are passing away without living their God-given talent. And that's such a robbery of life when you do not live your God-given talent. I agree. Also, yeah. So especially if it's not helping you far as your content, not like that. I mean, like I said, this some people use this as they all in all. Some people use this as a hobby, one of their hobbies and stuff like that. But what God want, what is your dreams. I mean, it's your dreams. It's what you want to do. You got to focus on entirely almost on it. If you know it's going to take you to higher places and higher ground, this is what you're supposed to be driven. You got to readvise yourself. You got to rejuvenate yourself and focus on that until you get, because my thing is this. If it's something for the kingdom, for the Most High, and you obey, you be obedient to your calling. It's all about your calling. Don't you know everything else fall in as male and female, you eventually gonna meet someone, or you might have someone at the time, a mate, courting sexually, mentally, physically. Everything's gonna fall in. A loving relationship, procreation, babies, infants, what have you. The so-called American dream with the white picket fence and everything that goes with it. Because you're living on a holy plane. You're not living on an unholy plane. So you're living a life of struggling or of procrastination, not living your God-given talent. How anything possible you think is going to happen good to you if you're not living according to your calling and what you're supposed to do for the kingdom? Everyone's assigned the job here until you call back home. That means leave and decease. You are called. You are being recorded, not by man's all-seeing eye, by the Ancient of Days all-seeing eye. Some people don't believe it, but who created us? Humans didn't create humans, so it must have been a higher being who created the human existence. Come on now, that's common sense. since the beginning of time. We are some beings' creation as human beings. Now let's throw the cards on the table. And it wasn't a Homo sapien that created Homo sapien. It was something of higher intelligence, of higher meaning, of higher understanding, and higher power that created the human existence. And this is what we're supposed to be paying our allegiance to, as being obedient to the Father of time, of everything. So when you come into this, when you come full circle, I mean, everyone is entitled to their belief system. You can believe what you want to believe. This is what I believe. When you come full circle and see what's really going on, like I have found out myself, it's time to work on you. And once you work on you and get stuff completed, all those other things that is not filling the void, it's going to come in. And then not only you'll see things that you wouldn't see because you've been living evil. It's like this: when you live in an unholy life, when you're not bringing out your God-given talent, you are entrapped. You are in a web of deception. You are people tend to mess with people that they should never even dare to mess with, and it's not by love, it's lust. But that's a whole different diatribe and video, because some people really, in this day, still equate lust with love. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's a difference. Totally a difference. And this is what people get. They find themselves heartbroken and miss, man, it just messes you up. And some people never get over it. Some people never get over it. So, but my thing is, it's very serious in these times not to be distracted. Work on what you need to do. It's not the end of the world. No one knows what. Stop believing in these, especially on social media. Stop believing in these fearmongers. These people that keep bringing these videos up talking about the end of the world. No one knows. It's been pandemic since the beginning of time. Plagues, pestilence, leprosy, syphilis outbreaks, the bubonic plague, the black plague, all this through the Middle Ages. All has the world ended yet? Has the world ended yet? Been campaigns, it's been massacres, it's been holocausts since the beginning of time. It's been deluge. It's been a great deluge. It's been already extinction event. Place on Earth. Has the world ended yet? No. Stop believing in these crackpots up on here. They don't know. They don't know. I don't know. And what can you do about it when it happens? Nothing at all. People play with this stuff and talk. Do you really know how serious and how you talking about the end of all existence? Come on now. It's nothing to play around with at all. That shows you some people's thought processes is just confused, They need counseling, and they definitely need goddamn mental help. Some really help on some of these content. Hey, as you can see, some of these content creators, they are mentally ill. They are. It shows through their commentary. Some of them crazy. Really crazy. Bat shit crazy. Yep. But the thing is, focus on yourself, people. The individuals that came in the chat room, appreciate it. And the people that's not here that will see this live, I appreciate y'all coming in. Let's leave y'all comments and tell me what you think about this segment. Because it's I want to come back, and hit hard, because it's about the people who listen to me. It's about people that's going. My videos consist of people going through these problems and how to get out. I'm giving you some pointers on how to get out of some of y'all quagmires and catch-22s and problems. I mean, it starts with you. If you are somebody, it starts with you. And only when it comes down to the only person can get it done is you. With the help of the inspiration of the Holy Ghost and the Most High and the angels that thereof. You cannot do it by yourself. We are not alone. We never have been alone as the human existence. We have forces and unknown forces that is controlling us. You know, you talk about your psychopaths, you talk about your mass murderers, you talk about your people of ill repute, you talk about your undesirables, you talk about your derelicts, your solicitors, your burglars, your con men, your con women. Women too is not excommunicated. Women are not voided of the problem. You got women that do the same goddamn things or worse in the society. Too. Black widows, stuff like that. Taking babies out, taking men out for their money and all this. Since the beginning of time. Yes, it's called evil. It's called the demonic possessed people. So are we alone? Are we alone? It's called souls. It's called demonic souls and holy souls. Are we alone? People talk about the fallen angels. People talk about the giants. People talk about this. People talk about that. That's my finger in the camera. They talk about this and talk about that. But do you know what those entities are? They once was in hybrid flesh. They went into unholy demonic spirits. That's roaming this earth until the end comes. If you're going to read about the spiritual texts and stuff, you got to comprehend and understand what you read. Those people are not acting by themselves. They are acting on forces of the demonic. This is why you have these people around right here crazy. Hope you come on and make more content. People are not working on themselves for the better. Yeah, there's a whole lot of them not working on themselves for the better. You got that right. But that's what I'm getting into, because they are caught in a demonic realm. See, once those demons get attached to you, and once you become that host, those demons will grind you and lay foothold in your soul and have you doing things that you wouldn't normally do, because now you are your soul and the demons are interacting together, and once they take foothold and take control of your whole soul, which is your psychic, everything you think about, you're done. This is why you got rapists. This is why you got perverts. You got people that frequently masturbate and all this. They mind, that dopamine in their mind is messed up. They everything that is on the screen. This is what they lust for. It's people. Do you know pornography alone has caused so many divorce? The divorce rate, because people are hooked on it like crack, like the crack epidemic. Pornography. It's nothing but sex crack. That's all it is. It's just like crack. They fainted for it. They on all these sites, looking. Instead of getting out here and doing it the normal way. But those are demons. Demons. Taking the normalcy out of everything. What in the hell you need sex toys for? What do you need sex shops for? What do you need all these apparatuses when ain't nothing but the devil? What they got to do with procreation? What they got to do with bringing legacy in this world? What they got to do with bringing lineage in this world? Nothing at all. See, Lucifer, he goes by many names. That great red dragon, not great, because I ain't gonna put great on that. That demonic dragon, that snake of all ills of society, is causing havoc in a lot of people. It's causing people to destroy their family. It's causing families to be mentally, morally destroyed. It's a plague of society. That's what it is. Yeah. This young lady just commented, and as soon as I got back up on here, I see the latest beefs. There's too many, and that's never gonna stop. It's getting worse and worse. I mean, beefs that's carried on like from 4, 5, 6 years back up until now. They're still beefing because it's entertainment. So that's what people want. That some people like to see the beefs and the gossip and all that. I don't got time for that because that's, to me, that's like social ruin, and it destroys. I mean, I deal with that in reality. Enough of that in reality. People gossiping and carrying on. It's just insane. Talking about he say, she say, he that, he this, he done this, she done this. Who cares? That's them. That means people don't got a life. When you got to keep talking about what other people doing, what the hell is you doing? What are you doing for the embedment of you? Me, I don't got time to talk about Suzy Q. I don't got time to talk about Jamal. I don't got time to talk about Shaquana. I don't got time to talk about Riddick. I don't nobody. Especially if it's not positive. If it's not positive, why talk about with something that is not for me? If it's negative, I'm not going to talk about it. If they're negative people, I ain't going to try my best. I'm going to get out their lives. I don't need negativity around me. I don't need people that's doing dirt daily around me. That's how a lot of innocent people get killed, guilty by association, because they hang with people and they know better, especially if you know better. This person is hot as a volcano. They're around the neighborhood doing things they don't supposed to do. And then when people come back for retaliation, you around them, you get caught up in the damn mix and end up a victim. I don't know how many news reels out there saying innocent bystanders, but they probably knew the person. But that person already was doing things in the neighborhood that's going to cause those consequences and repercussions. That's another thing. Get away from bad people. Get away from people that have no light. They walk in the dark. Their mind is dark. It's not filled with joy. It's filled with jealousy. It's filled with demonic ways of thinking. It's filled with psychopathic thoughts. See how this coincides? It's the thoughts. It's the human existence. Is what people are involved in. When they get to the age to comprehend and understand, it's just like an infant growing into more wisdom until a baby. They talk all that baby talk, then they pre-K, then they go to school to get the proper learning, then they know how to formulate their words, they know how to spell, they know how to talk. Then the mathematics come in, then the language arts come in, then all the curriculum come in. Then they learn how to understand and comprehend what they read. Then begets. Now here we go. You know what I'm saying? So I got a message. Something. Probably. Let's see something. So, I don't know, someone probably be on the phone. But yeah. Yep. I live just on the outskirts of Maryland. We call it the DMV down here, District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. I live just on the outskirts of Maryland. Even got some of these hoods and centers of sadness out here, but it's more prevalent where I grew up at in Washington D.C. Sometimes I go around the old neighborhoods. Really, it just some of them got worse. People walking around, drugged out, fentanyl. That fentanyl is just tearing people apart. A lot of drug addicts, a lot of young drug addicts. And you pick the right word and term, zombies. You see? And it's and It's like they say, the poor always gonna be with us. Not only the poor, it's always gonna be drug addicts always amongst us. That's what they don't tell you. A lot of illegal money funded a lot of projects out, big projects, construction projects. Arms, firearm projects, weapon, U.S. military. It's a double standard. Let's put it like that. There's a lot of crookedness going on too. But like you said, my intuition, my intuition is high at all times because people are literally going psychotic out here like rabbit zombies or something. Yeah, they are. It's off the chain. It's been off the scales. But that's what I talk about. That's the demonic. You got to look. Those people, you see them as flesh on the outside, but it's demons within inside them. This is what people need to identify with. This is what I be trying over, but I gotta be repetitive and keep talking about. Those people are infested with demons. They are demonically rude. It's like these fellas. It's like the fellas out here keep messing with these women. You know the woman got demons in her. She rather stay. She don't want to stay in a confined place. She want to stay in the streets. What is she chasing? What's the woman chasing? How does she get funds for her clothes or her roof or shelter? She don't have a job. So if she don't have a job, she doing the other job. With women and men. Vice versa. To get funds for her services. She belongs to the streets. And I don't know why some of you fellas keep falling for that. That's the catch. She has to be lights, camera, action. She spends that money to beautify herself so she can look appealing to the men out in this life. Yes, it's lights, camera, action, but she belongs to the streets. She is a succubus dealing with incubuses. Okay? She is demonic. She has a spirit of the red light district. She is a prostitute. What do you think a prostitute is? Then you have your tricks. Prostitution been going on since the beginning of time. Nothing new under the sun. Do you want a wife or do you want someone in the street? You can't have the two. You cannot have the two. Same thing with you sisters. He's a repeat offender. He's been in jail 1, 2, back and forth all through his life before he met you. The man broke bread with you and talked to you, and he still hasn't listened because he's still coming in and out of jail. Then you wonder why one day he's slapping you up against the head. He's beating you down on the floor. He's kicking you in the stomach, knowing that you're pregnant. Now you had a miscarriage because of this foolishness. But you knew beforehand, knew beforehand that this was this kind of man. But you still want to mess with him. Now you're suffering the consequence. Again, demon possessed. Chasing the streets, chasing the drugs, selling the drugs, lusting after this, lusting after that. How in the hell, as grown adults, you're going to come to any kind of normalcy if you living for the streets? You can't have what kind of loving relationships going to have? It's not ordained by the Most High. It's not even concreted as it's not even concreted. The concrete is unleveled. You know, it's not balanced. It's not laid out. It's not smoothed out. It's unsmooth. It's rough. It's rough. It's turbulence. It's calamity. You live in a life of havoc and chaos when you in that environment and that lifestyle. So how do you want to have a mental relationship with the opposite sex, or this goes for the same sex too, or the same sex, you know, and y'all living in chaos? Talk to me. I hope people share this video, see this live, and share the video. Please, that's all I ask. Share the goddamn video. Because people need to hear this. People, even on here, on so, oh, my life is so bad. They come here crying, YouTube says, oh, struggling, oh. So what are you doing? You struggling, right? You keep coming up to you keep in the same brick wall. Now, it's something that you doing, causing you a lot of grief. It's called change what you're doing. And just maybe your life will get more better. But if you keep doing the same simple stuff, you keep indulging in these practices, you keep getting into these satanic ceremonies and doing all these seances of death and destruction and getting the same results at the end of the stick, maybe you need to change your lifestyle for the better. Because you're doing things, it's not helping you. You're stagnated. People dropping like flies around you. You need to take heed. Odin around you. You need to take heed. All those are warnings for you, the individuals that's going through what I'm talking about. You're losing a lot of friends out. You're losing a lot of family members due to the streets, huh? Maybe you need to change your life. You're losing a lot of people to STDs that's incurable and sexual transmitted diseases that's knocking them off. Maybe you need to stop having sex casually and start strapping it up, or don't have sex at all. Be celibate for a while and get your shit together and cleanse yourself out and make sure you don't have nothing. And just maybe your sexual lifestyle will be better. But until then, you don't keep playing around, then you're going to be suffering tremendously. Yes. See, people got to understand that this life we live is not a game. It's at some point of time, you got to take accountability of yourself and get serious. Because if you don't take yourself serious, who the hell else going to take you seriously? If you act like a fool, people going to treat you the same. They're going to treat you like a fool. Wake up. It's time to grow up. This is the reality. It's like I tell people, if you follow people, you being controlled. I don't follow the crowd. The crowd follow me. I don't chase trends. I create trends for myself. You feel me? I chase trends for myself. I don't all that stuff. No. I'd rather be original. I'm a trendsetter. That's what makes us unique as a human existence. No, like someone else, you're not yourself. You and someone else, it's just like me putting on another man's condom. What's going on? After he got finished using it with a chick. What's wrong with y'all? Be yourself. Stop trying to be like someone else. That's another mental problem. And a severe one. Trying to be like somebody else. That's crazy. Following someone else's footsteps. That's foolishness. That's madness. Like I was about to say, here's how this goes. If If you can't control your thoughts, if you can't ask for discernment and wisdom from the spiritual realm, as far as praying and meditating, vibrate, so you can further your goals as being a leader of yourself and somewhat controlling your destiny. Because, like I said, you're not alone. You got forces. Okay, and when you cannot do that, you gonna have demons that's gonna come in human flesh form, but they demon personified, and they gonna realize, oh, this is a fool. This man, male or woman. Oh, they easily persuaded. They easily governed. So guess what? They're gonna control your thinking. They're gonna control your thoughts. You ain't gonna think. You ain't gonna think for yourself. They're gonna think for you. And I'm telling you, when you got someone controlling you like that, you gonna be screwed. You're gonna be screwed. You're gonna be screwed. That's how like pimps. For instance, like a pimp. Reason why you got all these women? Because the women got low self-esteem. They throw all these little dream potions on their mind. They promise them this until they wake up to reality and they realize they got to use their body and pay him. Yeah, they make sure their health, make sure their health is up to par and all that, because it's product for sale. Yeah, but the thing is, they feed them a lot of bullshit. They feed them a lot of goddamn wishful thinking. They play with their mind. They keep them on the string. Then they remind them, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be living this way. All psychological, all and physical, all mental, and all controlling. That's what happens when a woman can't control herself. That's what happens when a woman is convinced that her pussy and ass is her worth. I'm gonna put it to you like that. And then once a man found out that of the street, he's gonna take that to attention. And he's gonna pay attention to that, and he's gonna use that for his resource to make money off of her, getting into intercourse with other people out in the street and using her body, you know, to get money, to fund a man's pockets. It's all about control. It's all about the weak and the strong. It's all about mind control. And so many people that really screw because they can't control their own thinking. So if you can't control your own thinking, someone else will. And that's where the pimps and all kinds of manipulators come in and manipulate the weak and use them for what they can. And when they can't use them for it no more, they throw them away like trash. This is the life. This is the real life. You got the weak and you got the strong. Okay? And it's all about people that is demonically personified. That's demonically possessed. If you're weak, if you don't have no spiritual discernment, if you don't have no security of the Most High and the teachings of you cannot identify with these people because you just don't know. And this is how they get. They already know you don't know, so it's easy pickings. Yeah. It's easy pickings. Do not be controlled out here. People with this bullshit, they hear you talking, oh, you trying to do something for the positive, then they watch this too. You got these kind of people. Watch these people. Oh, I think you should do that. Oh, that's too far-fetched. Man, a child, nah, it ain't gonna happen. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Do not let those people distract you. Just do it. Oh, there can be no love without higher communication. Agreed. Most are acting upon lust because of the rise of social media and women. Yeah. I mean, love is out the window. And then the communication, even I see it on the streets, it's like the communication is like non-void. And then you got the technology, you got the cell phones, you got people all on the phones not paying attention. I mean, they get ran over by a Mack truck. They heads down, walking around, bobbing and weaving, doing chorus line dances in the street almost. and not paying attention to the reality that's around them. That's when you all caught up. It is something called reality. It's called a balance. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you gotta split virtual, and reality. Okay, everything is not virtual reality, and people are hooked. They're plugged into virtual reality, and in real reality, they just lose it. It's like it's nothing. Yeah, like I said, man is trapped up in this porn virtual reality, and they gone. Then they try to react that. They think the women they see that's they think they can project that in reality and go on the street and then they're gonna no, it doesn't work. No, those women are paid for that, man. They are actors and sex workers. And you go out here and try to, yeah, they're out here in reality, but don't think every woman's gonna be like that. But this is how their mind is programmed. They so indulged in it. Yep. And it's about that higher communication. Men and women. Here's the thing. I'm talking to you fellas now. That's religiously inclined. You go out in this life, when that woman talking about she don't know about that, or I don't know what you talking about, sir, or bro. What are you talking about? You talking about this? What are you? You some kind of religious fanatic? Strike number one. I don't know nothing about God. I don't know about the plight, the protocols of a woman, how she supposed to be when she get with a man, how she supposed to react and how she supposed to act, and what is her role as being a woman unto the man, blah 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 blah. And then she talking about partying and this, that, and the third, all her thing about materialistic stuff. She ain't talking anything about motherly. Now I'm talking to you brothers that's ready to slow it down and get married and possibly have some children by a female. If she ain't talking about anything about motherly stuff, it's time to get your boots or tennis shoes on and run. Because she's running to the streets. She's not running to no relationship. She ain't thinking about that. She thinking about having her cake and eat it too. She got a black book with a bunch of dudes in that book, and you just one of the dudes. That is it. It's time to roll. She ain't you talking to her about the tulip god and stuff, and she ain't respecting that. You talking about marriage. You want her hand in marriage. You want to walk her to the, and she talking about, what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. I ain't about that. I just, I like, you attractive, but all she want to do is want to get banged out, possibly get some money from you, and that woman ain't talking about no motherly stuff. She ain't interested in that. It's all about conversation and communication. And I urge you, women and men, vice versa, do not jump in these relationships like that. You gotta take time to know someone. Background know a little something about the person. You don't know these people cut backgrounds. So many people get caught up, and it's that lust factor. It's that lust factor. Do not put lust as your first priority. Okay, that's going to happen. That's human nature, man and woman. That's going to happen anyway. But do not put that as your first option. Investigate. Use discernment and wisdom when you out here courting. Does the person work? First of all, can they take care of themselves? God damn, they can't. If they ass out, how the hell they gonna take care of you? They take care of themselves. Red flags all over the goddamn place. How they gonna take care of themselves? Or y'all in the same state, y'all willing to work it out. Okay, it's gonna be rough, but if y'all can stay strong, hey, and that's a good relationship. because both people are saying each other's flaws, but they're willing to work it out. And sometimes that happens. It's rough, but sometimes people come together and they ass out, pillow the post or whatever. But somehow, some way, they pray on it. They respect each other as man and woman, and they come out of their shithole. Sometimes it's rare that happens, rare. But sometimes that happens. It's rare though. But all I can say, they're in tune with something that's not of the streets, and they're willing to make the change. Okay? I urge brothers and sisters of all nationalities, color, and creed that listen to my videos or what have you. Let me tell you something. You have to realize, you got to tap into your inner selves and have to realize that you want a better life with the calling. It goes back previously when I started this video, the calling. The calling. You got to have a calling. You got to have a calling. You got to obey that calling. That calling. That thing that wakes you up in the night. That thing when you even go to the bathroom, try to relieve yourself, that's on your mind. It's steady on your mind. That calling. That calling. It's steady on your mind. The calling. The calling. It's steady on your mind. That calling. It never, it's always bothering you. Share the video. Share the video. It's always bothering you. Left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. It's bothering you. 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 The reason why I keep rambling on like this, because I know a lot of people going through this. It can be ministry. It can be anything. It can be athletics. It can be theater. It can be anything. But it's keep calling you. It's your God-given talent. It keeps calling. It's almost irritating to this point. That's the very thing you need to be doing. It's kingdom building. It's what you want to do. To the individuals listen to this commentary, you have something to do. I didn't talk about the evils. I didn't talk about the good, bad, and ugly like I always do in the video. Stay away from evil goddamn people. Only thing you can do is pray for them. Stay away from gossipers and people that stir up controversy and confusion, because you're going to get caught in that and you might be a victim. Stay away from them. That's their whole goddamn thing to set you up anyway in the process. Stay away from those kind of people. They are dangerous. Jealous people, very dangerous. Envious and jealous people, dangerous. Let's all get out. Dangerous. It's time to wake up, people. More on these subjects and topics. I really enjoyed it. So, you had to do something. Because life is short. Well, as y'all know, very short. So, make a difference. Do something for humanity. Do something, not only do something for humanity, do something for the kingdom of the Lord. Be a vessel. Be a hope branch. Be a strong tree for the kingdom. Help out others that need to be helped. And to the ones that don't, shake the dust off and keep moving. Stop getting caught up in bullshit that's going to end your life quicker. Okay? Like I say, life is short, but you can make it shorter if you keep being foolish. Wake up. I'll turn it on. Yes, sir.